Assalamualaikum dear students, this is Kamar Nisa from Shahid Benazir Bhutto University, Shahid Benazirabad. I am here to teach you computer organization and assembly language. As you know that due to coronavirus, since government has announced the holidays till 30th May 2020, but HEC and higher authorities of Sabu Sabha has decided that without wasting further time of the students, let's continue the teaching and learning process via online media. So I'm here to teach you computer organization via my voice. If you have any query regarding the topic which we discuss via online, you may ask your queries via email or via WhatsApp group. Here's my email address, nisasumo@sabusaba.edu.pk. You may ask your query on my email address at any time. I will try my best to respond you as soon as possible. Another medium of asking your queries is WhatsApp group. You already part of that WhatsApp group, but if any students is not part of that WhatsApp group, you may request to the chairman sir to add you in that group, or you may ask your CR to add you in that group. So let's start. One important point: you may ask your queries on WhatsApp group only on defined time, which will be announced by the chairman, and you may ask your queries on email address at any time. Thank you very much. So let's discuss about today's topic. Here is the topic: addressing modes. Some of the addressing modes I already discussed in class, but I decided to discuss addressing mode from the beginning. Here are the outlines which we'll discuss one by one. Addressing modes. Here are the numerous addressing modes such as immediate addressing mode, register addressing mode, register indirect addressing mode, direct addressing mode, indirect addressing mode, implied or implicit addressing mode, relative addressing mode, index addressing mode, base register addressing mode, auto increment or auto decrement addressing mode. So let's start from the immediate addressing mode. Before going to discuss about the various addressing modes, let's discuss about the addressing mode. What does mean by addressing mode? As you know that instruction is divided into two parts. Those are opcode and address. It means instruction is the collection of two parts, opcode and address. Opcode describes the operation which will be performed by the instruction. What about address part? Address part shows which thing? Address shows that data from which address of which thing? Address of the operands. As you know that opcode represent the operation and operand is nothing, it is data. So what is addressing mode? The operation field or opcode of instruction specify the operation to be performed. This operation will be executed on some data which is stored in computer register or main memory. The way any operand is selected during the program execution is depend on the addressing mode of the instruction. It means that addressing mode represent the way to fetching the operands from the main memory or from the registers. It depends on addressing mode. Is it clear? Okay. So let's start with the immediate mode. In this mode, the operand is specified in the instruction itself. An immediate mode instruction has an operand field rather than the address field. As I already told you, that instruction is divided into two parts. One is the operand opcode and other is the address. So in immediate mode, here address part is nothing, it contains the data itself. It means that CPU doesn't need to fetch data from anywhere. Means data is the part of instruction itself. So operand is specified within the instruction. Operand itself is provided in the instruction rather than its address. As I already described that in the instruction, address part is nothing. In the immediate mode, address part is nothing. In the address part, data is present itself. For example, add 7. Add 7 is the instruction which says add 7 to the content of accumulator. What is 7 here? 7 is the data, or you can say it is operand. Let's see other examples of immediate mode. Here is another instruction, move ax, 2000. This instruction shows that 2000 here, 2000 is operand or data which will be moved to the ax. Ax is nothing, it is a accumulator register. So here data will be moved to the accumulator register. Similarly, move cl, 0a. Here 0a is the hexadecimal number which will be moved to the cl. What is cl? CL is the count register, but as we know that count register is represented by CX, here is CL. What does mean by CL? As I already described in the previous class, each register can be accessed by individual byte. So as we know that X CX register is the collection of 2 bytes. So its lower byte can be accessed by CL, and higher byte can be accessed by CH. So what does mean by move CL, 0A? It means that 0A data will be stored on lower byte of the count register. Is it okay? Is it clear? Okay. And next example is add AL, 45. Similarly, as we discussed in previous example, here 45 is the data or operand which will be added to the AL. What is AL? AL is nothing, it is the lower byte of the accumulator register. So what action will be done by the instruction? It means that whatever contents are present in the AL, that will be added by 45. Whatever the result will be generated, that will be stored in the AL. So AL is, what is AL? AL is the lower byte of accumulator register. Okay. Another example, AND AX, 0. It means AND is nothing, it is the logical instruction. So this will be perform the logical AND operation. So whatever contents are presented in AX register means accumulator registers that will be converted into binary, and 0 0 0 will be also converted into binary number. Then AND instruction will be perform the AND operation by bitwise. Okay, here are two more examples related to immediate mode, so let's discuss. First example is move A, 15H. So in this instruction, what is immediate data? That is 15H. 15H represents the hexadecimal number. Okay, if you want to store any decimal number, so omit the only H. It means then it will be a decimal number. So here in the instruction 15H, that means hexadecimal number, and 15H is itself data that will be moved to the A. Okay, here A is nothing, it is the accumulator register. Another example, add 3EH. Okay, what does mean by 3EH? It is immediate data. And what is mean by the instruction? It means that whatever contents are present in the accumulator, simply add them 3E, and whatever result is generated by CPU, that will be stored in the accumulator register. These things are already discussed in detail during the previous classes. So simply you must have idea about the immediate mode. What does mean by immediate mode? Immediate addressing mode. In this type of addressing mode, data itself is present in the instruction. Okay, is it clear? If you have any query, you may ask. Let's move to the inner addressing mode, that is register mode. In this mode, the operand is stored in the register, and this register is present in the CPU. The instruction has the address of register where the operand is stored. Okay, what is register? You have idea about register. Register is nothing, it is small size of storage which is stored in the central processing unit, or you can say it is the fastest memory storage device which is present in the microprocessor. So what does mean by register addressing mode? In this instruction has the address of the register. It means, as I already told you, instruction is divided in two parts, opcode and address. So in this addressing mode, address part contains the address of the register. Why address of the register? Because the operands are stored in the registers. As you can say in this figure, arrow is drawn from register address to the operand. Their operand stored in the any of the register which you gave in the instruction. As we can see in the examples, first example is move x, bx. It means that whatever contents on bx, that will be moved to the ax. What is ax and bx? Ax and bx are the general purpose register as we discussed in the previous classes. Ax is the accumulator register and bx is the base register. Okay, another example, XOR x, dx. XOR instruction will be performed the bitwise operation exclusive OR. Here x and dx accumulator register and data register. Another example, add AL comma BL. As I already told you, we can access byte wise registers. So as we know that register in the 8086 microprocessor, there are 4 general purpose register whose length is 16 bit, and as you know that 1 byte contains 8 bits. So we can access registers by their bytes. So we can by these byte access lower byte and higher byte. In this example, add AL comma BL, it means the whatever contains on base registers lower byte, that will be added in the AL, and the resultant will be stored in the AL register. Okay, here are 2 more examples related to register addressing mode. First one is the move C comma A. Here C and A is nothing, these are the register. C for count register, A for accumulator register. The instruction shows the whatever contents are present in the register A, that will be moved to the register C. So here A is the operand specified in the register. It means that A contains the operand, and what is A? A is the name of register. Okay, another example, add B. Add B instruction will perform the addition, and B, here B is the operand, and if for as you know that for addition we need at least 2 operands. If instruction specifies only 1 operand, that is understood second operand will be accumulator register. That's why here add B represent that whatever contents are present in the accumulator, that will be added by the operand B, and whatever the result will be generated, that will be stored in the accumulator register. Another addressing mode is the register indirect mode. In this mode, the instruction specifies the register whose content gives us the address of operand, which is in memory. Thus, the register contains the address of operand rather than the operand itself. Okay. As we discussed in the previous addressing mode, that is the register addressing mode, we saw that we discussed that operand or data was present in the register, but in the register indirect mode, whatever data is present in the register, that is the actually address of the main memory where actual operand is stored. Okay, you can see this flow of the register indirect mode. As I already told you that instruction is divided into 2 parts, that is upward and another is the address. Here register address. Okay, as I already told you, register indirect mode, in this addressing mode, register contains the address, not actual contents. So that's why the register address arrow goes to the register. Here you can say the pointer to the operand. It means that whatever the data is present in the register, that's point to the main memory where the actual data is stored. As you can see that in the memory block, here the word operand. Operand is nothing, it is the data which can be used by the instruction as we define in the instruction. So let's discuss few example related to register indirect mode. Okay, here is the example of register indirect mode. It do not specify the operand itself, but its location within the memory where operand is placed. As I already discussed in the previous slide, that in the register indirect mode, whatever contents are present in the register, that is the not operand. So that is the actually address of the main memory. So let's discuss its example. Move x comma bx. Ax is the register, bx is also register, but notice that bx register is inside the square brackets, which represents the indirect addressing mode. So let's discuss it via the figure. Actually the figure is consists of two parts. Left part shows the before execution of the instruction, and right part shows the instruction after execution of the instruction. Okay, here's the X register. Assume that X register, accumulator register, has nothing. Another register bx actually, as I already told you, that 8086 registers are the 16-bit registers. It means each register is the consist of 2 bytes, and we can access the individual byte of the each register. So H represents the higher byte and L represents the lower byte. So BX registers higher byte value contains 28 and lower byte contains the 5. So if we combine these two, if we write values of these higher byte and lower byte, that becomes the 2805. It means that BX register contains the 2805 value, which is not operand. What does mean by 2805? As we discuss in the register indirect mode, that whatever value present in the register, that is the address of main memory. Okay, so as we can see that here is the main memory block, which has different address locations, starting from 2800 to 2807. So here we discussed that 2805 is nothing, it is the main memory address. So we can say that we can see that 2805 memory location contains the value A9. What is A9? A9 is the actually our operand. It means that instruction move x comma bx will move the value A9, which is present the 2805 address, will be moved to the X. Means A9 contents or operands will be moved to the accumulator register. You can see this effect on the right part of the figure. Okay, you can see that accumulator register value has been updated by A9. Okay, I hope it is clear. If you have any query, you may ask anytime. Okay, here is another addressing mode, that is direct addressing mode. In this mode, effective address operand is present in the instruction itself. Before going to discuss direct addressing mode, I would like to explain, or I would like to describe what is effective address. Effective address is nothing, it is the address of operand where is the actual operands are stored. Okay, so in the direct addressing mode, effective address of operand is present in the instruction itself. Okay, in this mode, single memory reference to access data. It means we can direct accessing the operand from the main memory. No additional calculation to find the effective address of the operand. As we discussed in the earlier classes, that we can calculate the effective address of the operand via the formula like base address plus offset address is equal to effective address. So in the direct addressing mode, there is no need to calculate the effective address. Effective address is the actually part of the instruction itself. For example, add x comma 4000. Here 4000 is nothing, it is the address of the operand. It means 4000 is the main memory address. Whatever the contents of present in the 4000 location, that will be added into the accumulator register, and the resultant will be again stored in the accumulator register. Okay, so note 4000 is the effective address of operand, not the actual operand. So note effective address is the location where operand is the present. So you can see same via the figure. As I already discussed, instruction is divided into two parts. First part is the opcode, another is the address. So in the direct addressing mode, address part shows the address of the operand, that is effective address, and that address of the main memory where operand is stored. Okay, here are the few examples related to direct addressing mode. Okay, the instruction specifies the direct address of the operand. The memory address is specified where the actual operand is stored. So LDE is the actually predefined instruction, that is load accumulator. Okay, LDA 2805H, it means that whatever contents are present 2805 location, that will be loaded into the accumulator. Okay, another example, STA means store accumulator. STA 2803H, it means whatever contents are present in the accumulator, that will be stored into the location 2803H. It is the main memory location. We can see same example via the this figure. Again, this figure is divided in two parts. First one is the left part, that is before execution of the instruction. Another is the right side part, that is the after execution of the instruction. So here is an instruction load 2805H. As I already told you, this is the predefined instruction that simply load the accumulator. So in the direct addressing mode, as we know that in this addressing mode, address part contains the address of the operand. So simply in the left part we can see that A is nothing, it is the accumulator register. Suppose it has nothing, it is empty, it has no value. Okay, we want to load, means we want to store any value in the accumulator. So in the instruction we already defined 2805H, it is the address of the main memory. It means that whatever value is stored on the memory location 2805, that will be stored in the accumulator register. So we can see in the memory, here is the memory block having different location from 2800 to 2807. Here we can see that 2805 memory location contains the value operand, that is 5C. So we can see the right side of the figure that 5C, which is present in the 2805, that will be stored in the accumulator. You can see that the accumulator status or value has been updated by 5C. Okay, here is another example of direct addressing mode, that is store accumulator. This is actually inverse of the load accumulator. It stores the data from A to memory location. It means that store accumulator will will store the accumulator content into the memory location. So what will be the effect of store A 2803H? It means whatever the contents of stored in the accumulator register, that will be stored in the 2803 3H address. So we can again see in the figure there are two parts of figure. First one is the left part, that shows the before execution of the instruction, and right side part of the figure shows the after execution of the instruction. So we can see here that here accumulator register contains the value 9B, and here the memory block contains the different location from 2800 to 2807. Here we can say that memory is empty. So what we want to do, whatever contents are present in the accumulator register, we want to store it into the main memory. So we can see in the right part of the figure 9B is present in the accumulator register. We want to store on the defined address. Which address we have defined in instruction, that is 2803H. So we can see in the main memory block address number 2803. Here 9B is stored in this location. We can see in the before part of the execution, here all memory locations have nothing. It means memory is empty, but after the execution of instruction we can see that 2803 has the value, that is 9B, which was the part of accumulator register. Okay, here is another addressing mode, that is indirect addressing mode. Similarly, as we discussed in the register indirect mode, in that whatever value is present in the register, that is the not actual operand, actually that is the address of main memory. Same concept is implemented in this addressing mode. Instead of register has the memory location. Okay, let's discuss via the figure and examples. Okay, in this, the address field of instruction gives the address where the effective address is stored in the memory, as I already told you. This slow down the execution. This includes multiple memory lookup to find the operand. Okay, in using this addressing mode, actually execution gets slow because finding the actual operand, actually more processing is required. So let's see the figure of this in addressing mode. Okay, instruction, as I already told you, the instruction is divided into two parts. First part is the opcode, another is the address. So in the indirect addressing mode, address part actually points to the memory location. Whatever the value is present in that memory location, it is the actually memory location of the actual operand. It means we can say that this address part shows the memory address. This memory location represents the memory address, or we can say that this memory location contains the effective address of the operand. How? Let's see in the example. Okay, here we can see that here's the instruction: move a comma 2802 H. Okay, beside this instruction, here's the little explanation. A 2802. Please notice that this 2802 is located inside the two square brackets. It means that 2802 initially it is the memory location. Again, whatever value we obtain, that is again memory location of the actual operand. How? Let's see. Here again this figure is divided in two parts: before section and after section. Before section actually is the section which shows the before execution of the instruction, and after section represent the effect of the after execution of the instruction. So here the instruction that is move a comma 2802. It means that in indirect addressing mode, first what we have to do, go to the 2802H memory location. So in the memory block in the before section, find out the 2802 memory location. Okay, we find the 2802 memory location which contains the value 2806. Remember that in the memory location which represent in the addressing mode, that is not the value of actual operand, that actually the memory location of the memory that actually represent the operand. So we can see that 2802 contains the 2806, that again memory location. So go to the again which location which is defined in the address 2806. So we can see that 2806 contains the double F. This is the hexadecimal data. So let's see the after section of the instruction. So we can see that the accumulator value has been updated by double F, where accumulator data has been fetched from the 2806 location 2806, and where 2806 is defined, that is defined at the 2802 memory location. Okay, as we discuss in the register indirect addressing mode, as we discuss that whatever the value contains the register, that is the actually address of memory. Same concept is implemented in this addressing mode. Whatever the value is present in the defined memory location, that is not actual operand, that is simply the location of the actual operand. Here is an other example of the addressing mode, that is implied or implicit addressing mode. Okay, another name of this addressing mode is the inherent addressing mode. The operand is implied by the instruction. It means the operand is already defined by the instruction. The operand is hidden or fixed inside the instruction. Means we don't need to describe the we don't need to define the operand in the instruction, or we don't need to give any operand in the instruction. Operands are already defined by the instruction. So let's see the example. First one is the CMA. It means complement accumulator. Here which is the operand? Actually operand is accumulator. What action done by this instruction? It will complement the value of accumulator. It means as we already know that what does mean by complement. If there is a value 0, it becomes 1. If it is 1, then it becomes 0. Okay. Another example of implied addressing mode is the complement carry flag. We have already discussed various kind of flags. Okay, so what does done by this instruction, complement carry flag? It means whatever value is present in the flag register, carry flag register, that will be complement. It means if carry flag contains 0, that becomes 1. If carry flag contains 1, that becomes 0. Okay. Then another example is set carry flag STC. It means that this instruction will set the carry flag. It means simply this instruction update the value of carry flag with the 1. Set means 1. If carry flag contains 1, that becomes the 0. Set carry flag will simply update the value of carry flag to the 1. Okay, that is enough for today's lecture. Here's a little bit exercise for you. As we discuss various kind of addressing modes, here's the list of questions. So test yourself, fill in the blanks, and check whether your answers are correct or not. I will disclose its solution in the next class or in the coming next class. It depends. I want to see your participation in the class. So hope it is very easy for you guys. Okay, thank you very much. Be in touch in the context of a question answer session, and good luck. Be serious with your studies. This is a golden time for you to study more and more, and utilize your time in the doing right task for yourself. Thank you.